Beloved poets, welcome to Chaos Magic. As usual, I'll give a few ground rules. We'll have 3 to 5 minute sets. We ask but do not require that you bring one original and one cover piece. You can do 2 original pieces. You could do 2 cover pieces. We will love whatever magic you bring here. And of course, no racism, no sexism, no bullshit. Please keep it all about the love. Love is a law. Love under will. Treat this space as a sanctuary for the artist that it is, and treat everyone here as sacred as this space. And with that said, let's start some good trouble. I posted the list on the group chat, so please refer to that at this point in time, so you could feel a bit prepared as to where you are in the list. With that said, on deck we got Terry Rose Jurtson, but leading off tonight, please step it up. Please give it up for Richard Spazak at this time. Unmute and take it away when you are ready.
Thank you so much. I want to dedicate this first one, the uh, the other poet that I'm going to be reading is Aleister Crowley, a wonderful mystic, an extraordinary poet, and I've shared many a story about this matter with our friend Gustav. And Gustav, this one's for you, buddy. This is from his book, The Heart Girt with a Serpent. I am the heart, and the snake is entwined about the invisible core of the mind. Rise, O my snake, is now the hour of the hooded and holy ineffable flower. Rise, O my snake, into brilliance of bloom on the corpse of Osiris afloat in the tomb. O heart of my mother, my sister, my own, thou art given to Nile, to the terror typhoon. Ah me, but the glory of ravening storm enswathes thee and wraps thee in frenzy of form. Be still, O my soul, that the spell may dissolve as the wands are upraised and the aeons evolve. Behold in my beauty how joyous thou art. O snake that caresses the crown of my heart, behold, we are one in the tempest of years, goes down to the dusk, and the beetle appears. O beetle, the drone of thy dolorous note be ever the trance of the tremulous throat. I await the awakening, the summons on high from the Lord Adonai, from the Lord Adonai. Gustav, brother, in the living light. And now a poem about a whole different kind of love. This one, many of you may appreciate, and then again, many of you may scorn. This is called Broccoli, an Ode. I love those tiny trees, the old broccoli I see of Gargantua, perhaps Paul Bunyan, so substantua, devouring a forest hand over hand, barely leaving anything but gritty, nitty sand. Broccoli in soup leaves me droop. I baked it, I think that's a dastardly mistake. Breaking those tiny branches into kindling makes me hungry, especially when the supply in the fridge is dwindling. I will on occasion, with a little persuasion, sprinkle some across some salad and sing out its praises in ballad. But make mine steam with this very stuff of dreams, and add a drizzle of salty butter or a pond of cheddar's better, and send that broccoli my way by the dusty road or the main highway. That was for you also, Teresa, with your food and delight. And then finally, I'll wrap it up with this one. I can't pass up a chance to zing our favorite orange villain. This is called A Most Colorful Zillionaire. Oh, let's take up a collection, not to embarrass this selection or call his eminence into any question. Oh, this so dubious selection of this his awful electoral eminence, or establish a special substantial financial precedence, lest any question his noble mobile supremacy, or dare to question the evidence of his ultimate legitimacy, where any candidate whose predominancy comes into question during this or any closely examined electoral vote selection, everyone knows if he runs he wins, or else it's clear and obvious to anyone just in he's been undone by the conspiracy, son. He must win to climb from history's dustbin. But let us break out our wallets and spill our talents for this valiant, albeit incoherent, ever errant knight, and spill out our purses as he nurses the smallest judicial reverses. and his massive achievement of long-winded, much-repeated grievance ever since daring Donnie's karma has been suspended as easily as he those teen models he repeatedly upended, who, with his silent partner Geoffrey, befriended. He dismissed his valet and sends him to the darkened alley at the very start of that very special party. But send your pennies and your dollars, or he'll send out dogs to tighten those razor sharp Krypton spiky collars, and yet his southern exposure of the bitchy batchy barrels of stinking red inking corporate drivel, whose spotty reputation shrivel when they drag his bankers to the brink. But Russian rubles rarely offer that kind of money and jewels to such still unemployed fools. And as the guys prove to Putin, he's quite as solid as he unloads secrets off the pallet where they mix with poolside salad. Turns he round the daily leakage and hands off to the waiting valet bucket seepage. Oratory glory twice as violent as his campaign speakage. Send your money to him urgent before they place him before the legal civic surgeons who'll digest and disgorge his phony fiscal costume scourge. So in the cell he goes once more, the bozo-rific greedy buffoon. Luckily the civic mansion still has room for even this rough-cast, nasty old baboon.
Everybody at this time, please give it up for Richard Spizak.
Let's go, Richard. Woo!
Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
Your energy is contagious. I don't know. You're a fun lead off hitter on this show, definitely. And with that said, we're gonna keep this show rolling. Thank you, my
You do
man,
have
for
such a
kicking
joie
things
de
off.
vivre. I love it. A joie de vivre in your delivery that is delightful always.
With that said, on deck we have Marianne Tept, but stepping up to the plate now, please give it up for Terry Rose Jertson. Unmute and take it away when you are ready.
Okay. So the book I'm going to read from is called Read My Lips, and it's by Charles K. Carter. He has a podcast, and I was actually interviewed on there. Sunday Sweet Chats, I think it's called. And look him up. He's good. And he has a couple books out. This is one of them. It's called Having a Drink with You. Having a drink with you is like swallowing a Vicodin dry, is like replacing my lipstick with super glue, is like a kiss but no goodbye, is like having a hot dog with no bun, is like peanut butter and no jelly, is like needing a pear but only having one, is like skipping dessert but still having a belly, is like mixing milk with my vodka, is like orange juice in my morning cereal, is like admitting that I hated to have lost you, is like realizing my best dreams weren't real. Having a drink with you is like exquisite torture, a date I can't refuse. Check them out. Anywho, so what I'm going to read is, I think I sense a theme of food, which I guess is my fault for starting us off the way I did. So this is going to be my short piece. My parents used to tell me how gullible I was and then follow up with tall tales to see if I would latch on to any. They got me a couple of times with warnings like, do not eat watermelon seeds or invite a melon to bloom in your belly. My mother used to go warn us about crossing our eyes. My sister and me, we silly playing around, would continue to tempt fate. The time my mom cooking over the stove would tell me she would put peanut butter in there, in the spaghetti sauce, which I left out. That's kind of integral to the story. Lastly, there was the cure for hiccups, which involved exploiting my trauma by hiding around the corner and jump scaring. Just how this worked to stop hiccups remains a mystery.
Everybody at this time, please give it up for the one and only Terry Rose Jertson.
You have such an awesome narrative voice, Terry. I always feel like I'm at your kitchen table hearing stories. I love that.
Come on down.
Whisper, you just hit it right on the fucking nail. Because there's something communal about the way Terry brings her goods here. And it is like a sit down conversational, like at a table, definitely. I definitely get that vibe. And um thank you for starting off the night with a food theme. And with that said, we're gonna keep this show rolling. I appreciate you, Terry. Definitely. Um, who's on deck? Who's on first? On deck we got Stephanie Vance, but step up to the plate now. Please give it up for Marianne Sept. Unmute and take it
Mhm.
away when you are ready.
Great to see you, Dre. Nice to see you, Whisper and poet friends. I'm really happy to be here tonight, especially you see I am wearing orange. Here in Canada, it is Orange Shirt Day. It's our day of National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. And in case you don't know this story, what it is that we are attempting to tell the truth about and somehow reconcile is the hugest blight on our national conscience. That is, that is a matter of government policy. The government of Canada, the Catholic Church, and four Protestant churches succeeded in, well, really spearheading 150 years of genocide against our First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. They launched a program of residential schools that over 7 generations separated more than 150,000 Aboriginal children from their families, and some 30,000 of them uh, never returned. So today, on this particular day, I have a poem of mine and another to cover. If you had asked me, I would have shared with you my land, my ways, even my heart, but you wanted it all. You took my home from me, carrying me far from the hills where I gathered young greens with my mother and sisters. You took my tongue from me, that I could not speak with my schoolmates beside me on your hard benches in the words we learned from our fathers. You took my soul from me, that I would look at your sorrow-faced man suspended from 2 crossed sticks and imagine he could save me from this life every Sunday. You wanted it all, and we were small. We could not fight. We could only wait, and we watched you make mistakes. You should have carpet burned our land when we could not hold up our arms to stop you. You should have starved every one of us when life was even cheaper than it is today. You should have gouged my eyes from my face when even my body was barely my own. Instead, I saw the warm sun turn the snowy hair brown, the trees squat silent through the winter and stand to sing green songs again each spring. You should have stripped the memories from my mind that I would forget the voices of my mother and father as they rang out across the frozen bay in the days before you came to empty the gold from our valleys. But I will be ever grateful to the spirits who have guided me and my people to this place from the edge of time, that you did not plunge your hands so deeply into my heart that I cannot use mine to carve wood and stones in the shape of all the ancient stories that tell the world who we are and ever shall be. Thank you for allowing me the pulpit, and I would share also a poem called I Lost My Talk by a poet from who was sent to residential school as a little girl in the 1940s. Her name is Rita Jo, and she is known in Canada as, you can say, the poet laureate of the Mi'kmaq Nation. I lost my talk, the talk you took away when I was a little girl at Shubenacadie School. You snatched it away. I speak like you. I think like you. I create like you. The scrambled ballad about my word. Two ways I talk. Both ways I say. Your way is more powerful. So gently I offer my hand and ask, let me find my talk so I can teach you about me. Thank you, poets.
Wow.
Everybody, please unmute and give it up for Marianne Sept. Always a delight.
Can I just tell you how much I am inspired by your voice? And I mean, obviously, your journalistic training is a great asset to you, but I think it's your natural gift to be able to express something so beautifully in a way that does not co opt the voice of the person, but instead lets it breathe and lets it sing. I think that is such a delicate balance to walk, and you do that so beautifully. And I've heard you do that with other pieces. You had a piece about women in the Middle East
Yes.
that you did, and it was that same kind of thing where you are not that woman, you haven't lived that life, but somehow you have this ability to highlight these experiences for us and help us see that without it being a co-optive thing on your part as the poet, and it's brilliant. So.
Thank you so much, Whisper. That means so much to me. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
Your presence is always welcome here, and again, just appreciate what you bring every time. Ooh. See, it's so mystical. Even random music plays just to kind of hone in into the experience. One more time, Marianne Sept, everybody. A little bit of chaos and magic right here. Dig it. With that said, on deck we got Baba and Goma. Let's step up to the plate now. Please give it up for Stephanie Vance. Unmute and take it away when you are ready.
Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. I have a cover. My cover is very short, but packs a punch. By Harriet Mullen. It's called We Are Not Responsible. Or I should say also it's a prose poem, specifically. We are not responsible. We are not responsible for your lost or stolen relatives. We cannot guarantee your safety if you disobey our instructions. We do not endorse the causes or claims of people begging for handouts. We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. Your ticket does not guarantee that we will honor your reservations. In order to facilitate our procedures, please limit your carrying on. Before taking off, please extinguish all smoldering resentments. If you cannot understand English, you will be moved out of the way. In the event of a loss, you'd better look out for yourself. Your insurance was canceled because we can no longer handle your frightful claims. Our handlers lost your luggage and are unable to find the key to your legal case. You were detained for interrogation because you fit the profile. You are not presumed to be innocent if the police have reason to suspect you are carrying a concealed wallet. It is not our fault you were born wearing a gang color. It is not our obligation to inform you of your rights. Step aside, please, while our officer inspects your bad attitude. You have no rights. We are bound to respect. Please remain calm or we can't be held responsible for what happens to you. Home. And the piece I want to share of mine tonight is an older piece. I've been writing a lot the last week or so, but not a lot of poetry. And so I was kind of digging around and seeing if there was something that really stood out. And I enjoyed doing this poem when it was fresh, so I wanted to unearth it. I mean, it's not that old. It's from like February. And it's about making eyes with somebody on the subway. It's called Misconnection. Okay, here we go. Eyes from across the subway car. This is too cliche to be happening, but it happens, right? Two people under fluorescent lights, love or something at first sight, anything's possible, right? Possibility is the only word I know. The tip of my tongue heavy with so much of the same thing. I can't even open my mouth to meet the eyes reaching for mine across this subway car. Hunger pangs, competing survival instincts. 14th Street comes, I'm gone, wondering if I just did a whole thing all by myself. See, my missed chances never existed in the first place. I am sure I have fallen victim again to my own imagination, these machinations boring a tunnel of love into which I will fall, out of which I cannot climb. With this repetition, this recursion, I bore myself, can see their glassy eyes roll back. God, not this again. I know, dude, I'm not happy about it either. Sheer bad luck to be cursed with these sensitivities, these proclivities to magnify molehills, enhance a glance until it's just blurred pixels, or squeeze it down until it fits inside my cheek so I can suck on it every time a craving kicks in. I am cursed with an affliction such that love, I know her, I get down with her, but do I actually enjoy her is the only thing I've ever wanted, the only thing I can't stand. Who cares about compatibility? Love is incompatible with me. So I savor these fictions. There is safety in the lie, in these maybe not even missed connections, in the breaking of my own heart. But a curse is also a gift, a vision, tasting love in the air and saying, yes, please. And why would I ever say no? Possibility is just another word for why not? Why not me? Why not this time? How about this time? That molehill is true. Those cravings are sated by the real thing. That tunnel leads to light. It's only boring if you refuse to understand it. What's so funny about could be love and understanding? Can somebody show me how to fall in love? Summons for me literally anything to say. I am tired of missing out, hapless to do anything else. So please, I beg you, can somebody at least teach me how to airdrop digits on the subway? Poem.
Damn. Everybody give it up for Stephanie Vance at this time. Wow.
Let's go. That was like the perfect bowl of gumbo over rice. Like this delicious stew, and I'm just like savoring it, and it was wonderful. And what was the line about the cheeks?
Cheeks?
Yeah, you got cheeks in there.
Oh yeah, squeeze it down until it fits inside my cheek so I can suck on it every time a craving kicks in.
God, what a fantastic line. Oh my God, that whole thing was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a banger. Wow. That piece is resonating, definitely. I'm glad that this is being recorded. Can't wait to revisit this. And with that said, may this be a reminder for everybody that this is being recorded. Yep, and it'll be on YouTube in the next couple of days. So stay tuned for that. In case you want to revisit this episode or any of the episodes, Open Minds has got a channel for this. So with that said, we're gonna keep this show rolling. Again, thank you, Stephanie, for what you do. Looking forward to hearing more. On deck, we got Whisper Poet, but stepping up to the plate now, please give it for Baba and Goma. Mutant, take it away when you are ready.
Greetings and salutations. It's good to see all of y'all. I got my sound up too loud. Let's see. I'm gonna do two poems. The first one is both of them are coming from this anthology called Crossroads. It's been out about a year or so. And the first poem I'm gonna do is a poem by Gary Johnston, and the poem is called "The Border of the Other Americas." Oh, by the way, I got this new toy. It's a circular didgeridoo, which is like pretty unusual, but it's kind of cool because I can play it and I don't have to put the mic on the floor, and then so when it makes it a lot easier. The Border of the Other America by Gary Johnston. At the border of the other America, there are no coincidences for Mr. Lester Middle. He lives at 17 Apple Lane with his snowblower wife, 2.5 kids, minivan, and big screen TV. He does not think or want to think or see the need to think. But he cares about the wall they are building across the border. He hopes they build it high to keep out what he calls the others. He has forgotten the journey over that his father made without papers or a pot to piss in. He cares ever so much about quality and has voted every year for the party that will bury him. He wants to take back America, but he has no clue who took it, or if it really ever existed. He says TV never lied to him, and the news is as good as gospel. He loves his mother, but hates the dark-skinned neighbors next door. He wants those who don't speak good English to go away, but he calls all his friends use. He tells all who will listen that the founding fathers were good old boys, and the big war over the colors was really about states' rights and big government. He would love to turn back the clock, but he cannot tell time. He is Middletown America, sum total of the dumbing down, a beacon to the tempest-tossed, who require lessons in Western mystique. Like a dog chained to an empty bowl, he hungers after nothing. He does not understand he lives a backward state of mind, moves an inch every 5 years, makes the best of his daily bread, and where he ends up is not really where he wants to be. He is a true American, Mayflower and jingoism, last refuge of a scoundrel, the eternal conflict in the American soul. Raised on half-thought politics of fear, he lives the lie made truth, 200 years plus, blind faith, sins of the father. He does not know or care to know or see the need to know. This ignorance he feeds like a blessing. He passes it to his children. He tells them to keep the torch burning and remember the other, always the other. Yeah. One. And the second one is from the same book. It's called no. I need a poem. I need a poem with solutions instead of a rant of problems. I need a poem of hope instead of despair. I need a poem of activist elders with a plan. I need a poem of young warriors to carry on the struggle. I need a poem of young parents who live up to their responsibilities. I need a poem of creativity instead of destruction. I need a poem of unity and collectivism instead of individualism. I need a poem of truth and light instead of lies and darkness. I need a poem of real change instead of the same old, same old. I need a poem of prosperity instead of a poem of poverty. I need a poem of love instead of a poem of hate. I need a poem of peace and justice instead of a poem of war. I need a poem where all people are free. I need a poem. Yeah.
That right there is just master level creative work at its finest, everybody. Everybody unmute and give it up for Baba and Goma.
That was amazing. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Seriously, your performances, the range you have with just the music aspect is truly phenomenal. We are truly blessed to have you here, and everybody. Just one more time, give it up for the dude, Baba and Goma.
Thank you.
Right on. Got a nice stack of poetslets in this show, so stick around. This is gonna be fun. We're enjoying this fantastic voyage. On deck, we got Black Silver 47, but stepping up to the plate now, please give it up for Whisper Poet. Unmute. Take it away when you are ready.
Thank you so much. And hello to you all, my beloved poet family. And Baba, I just want to say to you, I'm so amazed by how you wove so many different cultural origins into that piece. It was amazing. If you had put labels on each of those and said he's going to do a piece that involves all of these things, you would look at that on paper and say, well, that feels like that's not gonna, but it wove together in this beautiful way.
Thank you.
Tomorrow on The Heart of the Artist, we're featuring Tab Mindu, aka Tabitha Adams. And so I'm going to read a piece from her book, Shallow City of Noise. And this is called JSL. The beauty of one is not found before the footnotes. It's in the experience of a stumbling passage that we find ourselves. Embrace me as I briefly salute the harmony of my own ray. Familiar places become more foreign, sitting at the edge of windows. Bullets I load at the tip of his barrel, refusing to be the victim at my own funeral. I had come to terms with things I couldn't control, and the serenity to know the difference. I can't change what happens to me. I wasn't the driver to his wandering hand or the action to their silence. Every inch I grew welcomed death, the chaos of embracing my body while I screamed through an open stove, becoming empty to a world that's fragile, shaped me, my strength, my body. As I grew, I struggled with who I was and how much I should tell people. What scars can the night hide in the relationships I won't let come above my sheets? Spending years avoiding the right man, how long will you protect your daughter from your own war or yourself from the possibilities of being loved? These thoughts becoming the gray clouds I fight, walking through neighborhoods that decrease daily. Childhood friends become like street ornaments, vain of a shadow we once played hopscotch and manhunt to. This is not the first of us we lost to the war of drugs. Every soldier playing a different corner, wearing colors of a different habit. Community prayers come written on lunch boxes like, God, how many battles do we need to win before you allow us one? This happens all before the age of 12, where hummingbirds and bouquets of flowers don't exist, lest I love the women I've become, strength goddess of storms. JSL. Time Adams. So if you have time tomorrow afternoon, please come to this Zoom channel, 5 p.m. Eastern. Catalyst and I will be having a conversation with Tabitha Adams Tabmindu, who has a fantastic show on Instagram if you have not seen it. And I'm going to share with you a piece of my own. I'm back working on my manuscript, The Velvet Flower, which is mixed prose and poetry, erotic. And this is an ode to his lips. I love his lips, the way they purse and curve when he speaks my name, his mouth caressing each of my letters, making them shiver in anticipation, eager to be voiced. He speaks me as if my name is delicious on his tongue. My name fills his mouth in a flood of hunger, presses his tongue to my skin. His lips are my sin as he bites in. I am his cinnamon to savor, his favorite flavor, the food for his soul. And his lips make me see God as they release me and claim me simultaneously. His lips are the perfect size, soft and kissable. They are neither too full nor too thin. Call me the Goldilocks of him, because everything about him is my just right, but especially when his lips are pressed tight to mine. His lips are adventurous. He has placed them upon every hill and valley of my terrain, bringing dew to desert, seeking nectar from humid hollows. A cartographer could not have mapped me so completely. His brave lips await their return to the exploration of my topography. His lips offer me his smile, and they seek mine in return. They part the way clouds part for the sun to shine down and warm me with the golden glow of his yearning. Sweet, passionate lips clinging deliciously to my own, they whisper my syllables, and against my skin they are home, made welcome to make free with every part of me, as trembling I await their return to my mouth from my erogenous zones. Poem.
Wow. Holy shit. Oh man, everybody please give it up for Whisper Poet for that one. Holy shit. Wow, that was beautiful, that second piece.
I'm having a lot of fun exploring erotica from a perspective of letting the reader or the listener fill in the details from their own imagination. Um, I do have some erotic pieces that are more specific as to exactly what is happening, but I've just found a lot, it's just fun, kind of creating this outline, because I think what I realized is if I tell you everything that's going on, I take away your ability to enrich the narrative from your own perspective and make it more fulfilling for you to hear. It's just like, everybody has different kinks. Well, everybody has a different flavor of erotica. So I don't want to fill in your blanks for you. I want you to fill in your blanks yourself. So.
Everybody's had different experiences, and I love how you enables us to have that flexibility, because that's like the beautiful thing about, any kind of art. It just hits different with everybody, and yeah, let's just say it hit. Um, bringing dew to desert. Come on. That that was a heavy hitter of a line. Like, bam, I felt that. With that said, keep doing what you're doing. Keep experimenting with that. One more time, give it up for Whisper Poet. And check out Heart of the Artist tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in this very Zoom room with Tabs Mindu. Check out the stuff that I posted just in case. We got a flyer and also a link to the time that she was a special guest coach on the Slam Jam earlier back in, I believe, February. Yeah. One of the first special guest coaches, Tasmandu, is the shit. And I'm looking forward to checking that episode out. Unfortunately, I'll be working because that's CVS for you.
And I know we don't have a poster for it yet, but I just want to remind everyone that Adam and Ink, which is the interview show with the men, that's starting on Sunday, October 13th. And that will be at 1 p.m. Eastern on the same Zoom room. So really excited about that. Our first guest is going to be Moody Black. So really looking forward to having a conversation with him.
This is gonna be fun. Adam and Ink, October 13th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's a Sunday. If you're available around that time, check it out. This is a very Zoom room. There will be flyers at some point. Maybe it might help out. Let me know if you need any help with that. With that said, we're gonna keep this show rolling. On deck we got Sparkillian, but stepping up to the plate now, please get up for Black Silver 47. Unmute and take it away when you are ready.
Trying something a little bit different. My laptop got messed up. So it's an old laptop, so it got all messed up. So I'm on my tablet right now. So can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Okay, I see thumbs up, so I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. I want to share two pieces. The first piece is going to be something I wrote, and the second piece I want to use the screen share for. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and break into this first piece. Now, this first piece, I have dedicated to the I have wrote it in honor of the Egyptian goddess Sept of the Egyptian pantheon. And this is what I wrote in honor of the goddess. And so here we go. It's called Reaper of Egypt. Here we go. I am the Reaper of Egypt, but you didn't know. I am the guardian of souls, and I live where nothing grows. So simple, so many people, only one sight. You better be right, because if you're in my sight, because if you're not, I'm drawing my knife. Cry of a lion pride, cry of a battle cry. I am daughter of Amun Ra, forever by his side. Bast is my sister, queen of the night. I be the daytime, queen of scorching light. I am the reaper of the deserts of Egypt, where pharaohs lie. Only God knows. Still I wonder why some choose death over life. And so if you don't know anything about me, I'm into mythology, so I do poems like that every now and again. So you'll get used to it after a while if you see me around. And so, yeah. But anyway, for the second piece, I want to try and use the screen share. So I see the share button down here. I don't know if it's enabled. I see a thumbs up. Uh, Can you see this? Can you see the fairy triangle? Can you see the album? Can you see like an album
Oh yes, yes. I could see that.
where it says fairy triangle?
Yep.
Black silver fairy wind me. Okay. Okay. So I wrote this piece. It's called Jam, and it's lyrics. Jam lyrics. It's some of you may have heard the instrumental version, but I went ahead and put some lyrics to it. And so it's called Jam lyrics. And let me know if you can hear it. I'm gonna play a little sample because I'm new to this. And just let me know if you can hear it. Okay, I see the thumbs up.
I'm just a man with fire in his heart, looking for something to regrets, burn time, burn money. It's not enough. I really want is to burn the system down and go back to a time where things were simple. Because it hasn't gotten easier, it's only gotten worse. With its damn inflation and its damn taxes and its damn clever AI putting you on hold for 3 hours. But what's there to do about it? People like you and me have no say in the matter. Not really. This fire that's in me burns in every ancestor. It's my portal to a higher power. It's not pretty or cute. It's a flame of wrath and indignation. And it burns till there's nothing left. And when the flame gets too bright, I put on some music and try to forget. But we all get reminded soon enough. So I'll keep burning till I'm satisfied. I'll keep burning till what's right is right.
hear it okay?
Yep, that went through fine. Yeah, and if that's, and I appreciate what you're able to share there. Sorry, it's been a long day on my end. Everybody, please unmute and give it up for Black Silver 47.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was dope. Yes, sir. I
Woo.
like that track. That was very interesting.
I love your pieces, man. Dope.
Yeah, both pieces you showcase a bit of range, man, going from like the mythological into damn, yeah. Um Again, I forgot like how you were able to find out about Open Minds and Slam Jam and all that, but I appreciate how you're able to find us and that you are here. Quickly become a beloved member of this community, and again, looking forward to hearing more from you, my dude. One more time, please give it up for Black Silver 47.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Hi. Love it.
Thank you, everybody, for listening.
We're gonna keep this going. We got 3 more performers. That said, on deck we got Louis Ferrace. Did I say that right?
You're one of the few people who's ever gotten that right.
All right.
Yeah.
On deck, Louis Ferrace, but on deck we got but coming up to the plate now, please get it for Park Killian. You're gonna take it away when you are ready.
Thank you so much, Dre, and everyone here tonight. So I've got 3 short poems that are seasonal, if it's okay. First one's a cover by Dante Gabriel Rossetti. Not that Dante, not Dante Alighieri who wrote the Divine Comedy, but this is actually a British poet whose father was a Dante scholar, but he wrote in the 1800s. This is called Autumn Song. Knowest thou not at the fall of the leaf how the heart feels a languid grief laid on it for covering, and how sleep seems a goodly thing in autumn at the fall of the leaf, and how the swift beat of the brain falters because it is in vain in autumn at the fall of the leaf? Knowest thou not, and how the chief of joys seemed not to suffer pain? Knowest thou not at the fall of the leaf how the soul feels like a dried out sheaf bound up at length for harvesting, and how death seems a comely thing in autumn at the fall of the leaf? And then this is one about my feelings about autumn. It's called Autumn Ambiliqui. When pumpkins ripen on the vine, the warmth of the summer begins to fade. I feel the breeze across my face with hints of a chill in the evening shade. This is the time the leaves on the trees will let their green ichor bleed away, revealing the colors underneath that warm my heart on a cool fall day. I breathe in the scent of burning leaves, of cider with spices that on the stove molds, while a pumpkin pie, freshly baked, reclines on the counter as it cools. But fear of the fast approaching freeze can make me dream of summer's ease. And then this is another short one called Seasonal Swirls. A wave of Freon battled the sun, who stretched me a ladder of gold to cross over the yawning abyss, stealing her warmth, spreading a chill, stirring a breeze, stripping off leaves, tossing them all around on the ground, swirling shades of red ochre green, creating a bowl of autumn leaf salad. And thank you very much for checking out my autumn trilogy and my designs. Thank you so much, everyone here.
Thank you as always, everybody. Unmute, show your love for Park Killian at this time.
Thank you, Martin. That was an amazing read.
Oh man, thank you. As if I wasn't hyped enough for autumn as is. I'm an autumn baby. I was born in November, so um this time of year is always near and dear to me. I appreciate the shift of temperature and the uh the nice subtle changes that just slowly, blow up. Um and with that said, tomorrow's October 1st. Let that settle in. It's like officially spooky month. Um so with that said, thank you again, Parkillian, for getting me more heights for autumn. I might as well write an autumn poem now. One more time, Parkillian. We got two more performers tonight. On deck is yours truly, your host of tonight's action. Let's step into the plate now. Please get up for Louis Ferrace. Unmute and take it away when you are ready.
Okay. I have a poem. It's called Sound Waves. And my goal was to kind of combine that word, sound, and waves, and compare music and poetry to the ocean. So infatuation, completely overwhelmed and overcome, sent into a stupor by the sound of the drum. Repetition of the rhythm regulates how my mind flows in cycles, moving in and out like the tide goes, until I'm totally engrossed by every note, swimming in a sea of sound waves, trying to stay afloat, maneuvering in a vessel composed of flesh and bone. The sound of waves crashing produces the metronome, navigating a body of water, trying to find my way. It's hard to find the words to say when everything is gray. But a ray of hope shines to keep the clouds at bay and provides the light by which I'll write this poem, helping me to find my way. A purpose, a meaning, a guide, a third eye light beaming from a lighthouse inside of my mind. I'm trying to find direction, but I look over the edge and all I see is my own reflection. So I look inward as my obsession grows and reaches from the depths of the ocean to the coast and the sandy beaches. My consciousness leaches onto that single ray of hope, but no matter how hard I'm trying, I keep finding myself in the same boat. Fixation, absorbed in an ocean of thought, yet at times I can't help but feeling it might be all for naught. With so much work I put into progressing on my journey, I'm worried my destination seems unclear and blurry. I feel stuck without a paddle on the high seas. I send a message in a bottle hoping somebody will find me, and finally my word will be spread instead of finding the irony of me on a lifeboat left for dead. This poem will be heard if it kills me, even if I reach my destination ragged and filthy. I will be triumphant on my quest. Nonetheless, I'm hard pressed by hardships sailing in the depths. When will I reach the shore? I'm unsure, wondering just how much punishment I can endure. But no matter how much it hurts, I find myself wanting more. And I have never felt this way before. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
My dude. Everybody, please give it up for Louis at this time.
Louis, you rock, man.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
And just in case if you're not familiar with the format, because I did see that you did come in mid-show, we do allow everybody to have two pieces. So if you feel up for one more piece, you are more than welcome to provide one more.
Could I try a song? Is that possible? I've never done it before, but I could try. Let me see if I could do it. Do I have to screen share?
Screen share, and make sure when you do screen share that you also share sound. Make sure that it's enabled.
Okay. Okay. Share device audio. Okay, it's on. So can you see my screen or?
Yeah, we could see your screen.
Dre, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. Let me see. I gotta go. All right, just tell me.
I think you might have froze up a little bit. Let's give this a moment. I'm not too sure if you're hearing this, Lewis, but apparently you froze
If you
up
can
on
hear this.
our end.
Or
I just heard you
I don't know
now.
what the deal is here. Maybe I'll just do another call. Come on. You know what? It's not working for some reason. So I think I'm just gonna do another call now. Okay.
I think you might just accidentally. Oh, wait, he's back. Lewis, are you still with us? I don't know what happened there. Technical difficulties? Oh,
Sorry, I'm just gonna do a poem because that's not working. Okay.
okay.
Let me see. What I gotta think. Okay. Blue turns to black and another day passes. The light resides and hides from the masses. The sun falls to the horizon, crashes, and I go back and try to pick up the fragments. Each day is precious, though you'd have never knew it by looking at the people and the way they wrote it. Or something close to it in what seems to be a circus of repetitive movement. Fate or destiny, I believe in both. The nature of duality is necessary for growth. Some seize the moment and some let it fade away without ever realizing there's more than the day to day. Some get caught in a monotonous rhythm, some fall victim and try to bring you down with them. And every day it gets harder to stand until you cultivate faith and see that it's all part of the plan. Thank you.
Hey,
Thanks,
we
Jay.
appreciate you. Appreciate hearing what you have to share with us, even though we had to navigate a couple of difficult roads there. But glad we were able to have this.
I don't know. It just wasn't working, so not meant to be. Next time, maybe. But I appreciate it.
And with that said, one more time, unmute and show your love for Lewis at this time. Woo! Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, my man. Glad you're able to make it in. And we're just one more performer now from closing out the show. With that said, without further ado, give it up for tonight's host, yours truly. Howdy, everybody. I'm not going to refer to myself in third person because I am tired of doing that because that's just uncomfortable as fuck. Anyway, I got a cover piece to start things off with. Just in case if anywhere, in just in case if you're not aware, Debbie Segal will be featuring on Open Minds Open Mic this Friday night, here in this very Zoom room. So stay tuned for that. And with that said, I'm going to be doing a cover from her book, In the Time of the Cloud. You can find this on Amazon. With that said, here's a poem from page 45 called Permanence Defies the Order of the Universe. Foolish when we ask for anything to last. Order spirals into chaos. rules crumble into anarchy, society ruptures into savagery. All creations transformed by entropy, every relationship and everything matters. I long for love long gone, pines for men's yearn to connect. Journey into the art of deception. I acquire what's required to smash all beliefs with a sledgehammer, ripping rules into kindling for a bonfire. Prometheus took fire, Pandora paid the price, opening the box. Discord and chaos escaped. One form of strife remained inside, hope, that tired trope. And what of Lot's wife? Unable to leave the familiar without a backward glance, such a damn human way to behave. She isn't even named, though she is shamed. Turning page. Into a pillar of salt for surveying places in her wake. Neither zilch, zip, nor nix can weather monotony into perpetuity, save for transmutation, swift, shift, swap. Tempered in fire and ice. Some folks win, some lose, and some, like me, are merely here to sing the blues. This poem does not go on and on and on. Poem. Again, that's Debbie Segal from her book In the Time of the Cloud. Get a copy. It's a really nice read. And with that said, this one's for you, Terry. Since you started this evening with such a mild theme with food porn, I'm gonna give y'all a taste of chocolate donut sticks to finish off tonight. By the powers of naughtiness, I demand that this particular drop of food poetry to be really, really hot. Let me talk to you about the sex appeal that's barely contained within each chocolate donut stick. I mean, how could something that looks so unappealing taste so orgasmic? These things look like semi-hard turds covered in jizz, but they are leagues better than their traditional ring counterparts. The stiff and cakey texture feels so good when you bite through as you feel the glaze melt onto your tongue, giving your taste buds an unrivaled arousal that keeps you fiending more. This is why they made these into munchkins, because they are the donut equivalent to munchies for a stoner. Wait a sec. Munchkins. Munchies. Fascinating. It seems like the donut world is luring us to eat ball sticks and rain holes early in life, which pretty much makes them the gateway foods that leads to go-gurt sucking, cucumber sex toys, and coconut oil lube. What can I say? It's a slippery slope. Keep that all in mind the next time you indulge into that sexual chocolate cake stick glazed to money shot perfection. Keep that in mind as you savor every little bit of crumb and glazing while you can. It's not often that you can abandon your dietary temptations and allow yourself to run wild and thunderous like a stampede powered by lust and desire, chasing the edges of both your hunger and libido. America runs on Duncan. America also runs in a high sex drive. Oh. So there's that. There's that fun shit. Thank you.
Now I need a
Give it up.
donut. Damn it.
Well, now I want a donut. Thank you.
Well, anybody else want donuts? Get it for your host. Yeah.
And I have to say, like, what makes that piece is your delivery. Like, you are so good with these just sort of fantastical voices and characters and stuff. It adds like an element to it that it could not be the same without that. And you are brilliant at that.
I never read the same poem the same way. I just try to I just feel it out and just have fun with it. But of course there are those character pieces where they have particular voices. But yeah, when it comes to like poems like this, yeah, I just let it all hang out. Oh man. With that said, thank you all for taking time of your night and day and tuning in to another incredible evening here in the Open Minds, Open Mic universe. This has been another awesome edition of Chaos Magic. Stay tuned for Part of the Artist tomorrow with Whisper Poet and Catalyst as they interview Tabs Mindu. And then we're going to have um, Come As You Are, 6 p.m. every Thursday with C. Santos and Jackson Riley with your weekly writing prompts and mental health check-ins. I believe that's a great concept. Definitely check that in. Check in with that if you haven't already, if you're able to. I wish I could. And also a reminder, Debbie Segal featuring on Open Minds, Open Mic this Friday, 7 p.m. Again, this very Zoom room. And the following day on Saturday, we got Zachary Cluckman as the special guest coach on the Slam Jam. Again, all these events are happening here. So this is one happening Zoom room. This is a spot to be for poetry. I just made that rhyme. With that said, oh, I hope have you all have a great night. Until next time, please keep loving, please keep writing. Peace and love to y'all. Have a good night.